up guys, we are now at the office of 500 Global in Malaysia, the company that has invested in Canva, Custom, Reddit, all these big companies. So we are curious to find out how their office looks like. Let's go.
What's up, dude? What's up? Welcome. I'm Kylie Ng. I'm the managing partner of 500 Global. Yeah, we can just go on in because this is actually the hallway. You know what I mean? So we'll go in the office here. That's how some restaurants, right? They keep the kitchen at the back. Then more recent years, they put the kitchen in front.
That's right.
Right? So then at least when you go in the restaurant on off-peak hour, you still see people in the restaurant and you kind of feel less lonely, right? A lot of time, their back office, where people are there working all the time, working the hardest, they are kept at the back.
That's true.
Right, so what we did was we actually put our back office here in the front. So all of this is actually like our back office, and now it's lunchtime, so they're not seated here. But the whole idea is that when you walk in, the first thing you actually see people actually like working, right? So the energy feels very different. The pantry, where kind of like the water cooler talk, as people socialize, instead of again chucking the pantry to the back, we're actually having the pantry in front. So when guests come in, they see people working, you come in here, you kind of grab a drink, and then you go where you need to go. Over here, like this kind of like a bit like a swag shop for some of the companies we've invested in. We tell them to just give us a swag lah, right? So we're early investors in Grab, for example. We're first round investors in Carousel. This is one of our newer companies. It's a really interesting kind of science-based company for agriculture called Carbotech. eFishery, the only unicorn of last year. Got Bukalapak, a public listed kind of e-commerce company in Indonesia. Over here is like our partner that runs our Southeast Asian operations alongside myself. He's based in Singapore, but we think about him very often, so we just have a cutout of him. But over here we also have a list of the other cities that we have a lot of investment operations in as well.
This is meant to be a sitting space, is it?
Yeah, it doubles two things. One is like it's a waiting thing. If the person is supposed to come and hang out with you hasn't come to you yet, you can hang in if you want.
And they can practice their pitch with him before you.
After you do an office tour and then as you leave, you may forget to take a photo. Right. But when we build it like this, you're not going to forget to take a photo.
That's right.
Because this is the photo view. So as people leave, they're like, hey, why don't we take a photo? Okay, great. Boom. Okay, so as guests come in, such as yourself, I think we should just grab a drink. So you can kind of pick from and kind of empty the 7-Eleven, kind of grab your snacks, just take what you want. For me personally, is that I kind of like sparkling water.
I always love this sparkling water. It's a dream, right? To have a sparkling water tap in your office.
So all I want is some sparkling water and I'm set for the day, right? I'm gonna show you a few features about this space. The first of which is how this pantry transforms if we have a larger event. These kind of like bar counters. hey Aaron, sorry. I'm just gonna showcase the pivotability of this, right? Yeah.
Wow.
So when you kind of like, this pivots on this side, but when you go this way, then it becomes like a reception counter. When you have a larger event, you need more people to access the drinks and the food. So even this guy, I know it looks kind of like dangerous and stuff, but I'm gonna just do it anyway.
This is movable?
Yeah, so this one pivots in the center, right? If you want to do it like vertical like this, then it opens up more space to come and get drinks and stuff, right? If you're really wanting to throw a party and you need like a DJ console, then this kind of goes this way. And then that way you can kind of have like a second kind of sound or DJ or whatnot, right?
Do you design this place yourself or you got someone to design it?
Yeah, so we worked with Urban Agenda. The founders of that architectural firm are friends of mine.
Usually when I think of an investment office, I'll think of the more boring one. Like everything is very square, blockish, But here it's like, I felt like I just walked into a cafe and I'm about to meet a friend for talk.
The way we look at it is that this is a people business. You kind of want to understand the feelings, the emotions, the moods, the narratives. These are things which are a bit softer. Second thing is that we needed a canvas to make good decisions. So we need to be in a place and be in a state where we can make like the best decisions. So I think optimizing for these things are huge returns on investments. But yeah, hey, let me show you more features of the space, right? One of our colleagues, she's known for being addicted to hot pot, so we needed a round table for hot pot. Again, when you come in, you have more communal spaces and dedicate the center to communal space, so we think that works very well.
Alright, before I go on, I just want to give a shout out to our sponsor today, Time Internet. A good quality broadband is really, really important to me. I mean, my whole business is built online, especially when we do live streaming, right? There's nothing more frustrating than a lousy internet connection. And that's why I like Time Internet. I really enjoy using their product, and this time we are working with them to share this good news with you guys. Well, Time Internet just launched a flexible 12 months home internet plan that's all about SPF. That is speed, price, and flexibility. There are many speed packages that you can choose from, but since we are always about being smart with money, well, the best value for money deal is actually Time's 12 months 600 megabyte per second plan for just 159 ringgit per month. Now, because this is comparable to other brands, 24 months plan, which is double the contract length. This is perfect for you renters out there because when your rental is up, right, your 12 months internet contract is also done and you can terminate with no penalty. After that, if you rent a new place or buy a new house, or if you want to continue using the same contract, they will relocate for you with no extra charges. Good deal, right? Oh, by the way, when we talk about flexibility, right, it's not just flexibility in terms of contract period, but also installation time. Now, why is this important? Because you have to work, and they know about it. That's why they extended the installation time until 8 p.m. on weekdays and 4 p.m. on weekends. So now you can get your internet installed after working hours or even during the weekend. So no need to be forced to take leave just to install internet lah. This is really 岁岁保照罪. So that's SPF, and that is why Time Internet has been my favorite internet provider. When they started providing internet services to our office building, we immediately got ourselves Time Internet. That's why nowadays when you see us do live shows, the quality is so much better. So if you'd like to know more about Time Internet, do check out the link in the description below to find out more. Now, back to our video.
All these furnitures, like we move it depending on the kind of events we have, but I'm going to bring you to this a little corner of a living room wall, right? I'm greatly inspired by what Tiny Desk concerts, because with Tiny Desk, they brought in like the folks who are superstars, but into the corner of their office. That's you know, a little cozy nook that's like a little bit messy and whatnot.
Yeah.
So for us, we've brought like very, very big guests, but we bring them down to a level where it's also very Tiny Desk-esque, where you're just in someone's living room and sitting amongst folks, right? But I'll show you something a little bit different as well. We wanted to like pay tribute to some of our biggest companies, say Carsome, right? eFishery and Grab and Carousel and so forth. But we did it in a way that we reinterpreted like old vinyl. I mean, it's just like a way to artistically express it in a way that feels warm as well. Right? So again, the whole goal with like this type of setup rather than a stage for our events and whatnot, and like maybe finance can seem like a little bit formal, and I want to break down all those walls. Like I don't want any of that to be in the way. I want people to feel close, connected, intimate, they can have real conversations and they can talk about things in a very open way and with a lot of trust and safety, right? So hence I think a lot of these nuances and how we design it is to really, really try to bring things back to basic. That table is one of my favorite tables to have meetings, is that one. Again, it's a cafe vibe, right? Like that one, like that's my favorite one. We also want to have some contrast for different functions as well. So this is a more traditional standard meeting room. Straight up, you got whiteboards, you got chairs, that's it, right?
But with a beautiful view.
Yeah, this view is great. You know, I'm glad they're installing a whole bunch of solar on this. I'll show you a less conventional meeting space. Okay, so this is kind of like our war room of sorts. We love it when our founders take this room and book it out for the whole week. So what they do is they bring all their team members here, they do offsite, you know, we get like some food, some catering, they do the offsite, they kind of chit chat, chill. This balcony, you can go out there and sit if you want. So anyways, you can sit here informally, you come here and work on some formal stuff, you can whiteboard sketch, you can bring more whiteboards in if you want. So money you want to do offsites or whatnot, you know, bring the whole team down, you know.
Oh, thank you!
Yeah,
love the offer.
It's very funny in this room, right? We created this for mothers to use. One of our esteemed guests who came over here, he said, "Oh man, I'm so scared of this room, man. If you invited me to this room, I'm like, oh my god, what are you going to talk to me about?" So for founders who come, they can come and use these 3 rooms. These 3 rooms are typically where you see you can access it from the public space. You go in, you can kind of dock yourself, have meetings. So these rooms are more public-facing rooms. Other rooms over here, they're more private-facing rooms. So I'm going to kind of walk you through it. Hey, see you, man. Yeah. Yeah, so Aaron there brought his deck over there. Like, looks like... So he's,
So, are we gonna have a party later?
Evan's here working on our growth investing team. You know, this is this room cuts up to like 50 million ringgit checks, okay? So don't mess with this room. Money tree in front of that thing over here, right? But it's not for us, you know, we're investing at other people's companies, okay? So it's not for us, we're just custodians of this money. There's another set of internal workspaces there as well. So these are some other internal rooms, as you can see. So this is one of our another room that we like very much. It's being used for a meeting right now. And this is like a very experimental room, I would say. The one thing we noticed about this building and we really liked is that these trees, like just being able to look at these trees, I don't know, I'm just in love with these trees, right? But how do we actually create a conversation if those trees, not like they're so far, trying to bring them a little nearer? That's why we tried to say, okay, well this looks a bit like concrete, there's a bit like these kind of stones, can we just kind of make a faux balcony when we can't have a balcony? So then that's kind of why we wanted to get these stones in this place. So Bank Negara is there. This one over here is the Asian School of Business. And this building is the Asian Institute of Chartered Bankers. Bank Nagara's vision was for this area to be a financial education campus. But they didn't specifically open up this building for us to take an office initially. We had to like send multiple forms and kind of like educate them to say, hey, look, venture capital as an industry, this is also in finance, and this is what we do. But I think after they saw the value of like bringing our community here, then I think like it brings a lot of new energy to the industry as well.
Usually in a finance company, right, anything that has to do with investment, for the private office parts, they will try to cover everything because they feel that there's a lot of sensitive information and so on. But I noticed that for you, there's no one single office that's entirely covered up except the breastfeeding room, right?
Yeah.
So why is it so?
Breastfeeding is a very sensitive thing. I don't know. I don't feel like that. They're on our laptop screens, and they're kind of small. I don't know how sharp your eyes are, I guess. But for the most part, like we're also optimizing for a lot of sunlight, a lot of collaboration, a lot of conversation, right? So we have to kind of prioritize it in that way. We actually have about 40 plus people working out of the Malaysia location. Despite being a global and American firm, this is actually the second largest location in the world.
Second largest?
500, yeah, for
Wow.
500. After COVID, after I moved back to Malaysia, I discovered that there are a lot of talented Malaysians from around the world who are also moving back to Malaysia as well. If there's more and more talent coming back to Malaysia, can we find a home for them and then give them a job that's inherently global? So that's why we say, okay, we can start to build out new functions out of Malaysia instead of Palo Alto, instead of US or somewhere else that may be, We built data functions, legal functions, people, investment, research functions, and so that's why the team members started to grow. So a lot of the people who work here are not just Malaysians who serve a global purpose, but they're also some of our global staff members who actually choose to work here in this location. So some of them, they rotate, they come in here. Some of them are expats that we employ out of here as well. I guess that's why we call ourselves 500 Global, right?
Right. Yeah. And today I think 500 Global, the Southeast region arm, actually you guys are.
Yeah, so we've, to put numbers to this, we've invested in, as a platform, 500 Global's invested in more than 3,000 companies. We are also one of the most active, if not the most active investor in Malaysian startups as well. We invest anywhere up to 2 million ringgit to maybe 4 million ringgit on seed checks, even just on ideas, and we can also invest up to, like that room over there, can invest up to like 40, 50 million ringgit, right, into companies which are more at the growth stage. So, and we hope to earn more and more trust from our investors to be able to help them manage money to invest in even more companies. And so this whole virtuous cycle of innovation and dividends will just like keep snowballing, Yeah.
Right. Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, come on.
Wonderful space.
I'll walk you out. Just wondering if there's anything else to share with you about this space, but
I'll catch you.
I guess that's about it. Yeah.